to our Fireside Chat with the winners of our second cohort of 100 Days of Code. Uh, you all know that we started with this program last year in April, and we successfully completed the second cohort last month in January and did the demo day on 30th January. With that, we got three winners, and we have the first team here, Divya and Taha, who are working on the idea of feed block. And to compare the Fireside Chat, we have a very own Pradeep. Pradeep, over to you.
Uh, Thank you, Manav. First, kudos to both Divya and Taha. You both deserve an applause for all the work you have done and being part of 100 Days of Code and coming out as winners. That's a great job for both of you. First, congratulations to both of you. First, let's have questions. Let the audience know who you are. So let's start with Divya. Just tell them. Just
Hello, Pradeep.
share a few info about you. That audience needs to know, like what is your background.
Okay, so I begin my technical journey by doing BSc Honors Computer Science from Delhi University. And after that, I've been working as a software developer. I have worked with Node.js, PHP, Angular, and many languages like that. And recently, I've been finding myself interested in the blockchain space, and I'm taking care of, as in, I am participating in blockchain relating contests and winning. So that's my journey so far.
Okay, so where are you from? Which place are you from?
I'm from New Delhi,
Okay,
India.
so just passed out of college.
It's been a couple of years. I've been working as a developer since last 2 years.
Okay, so you're both a front-end developer as well as a blockchain developer.
I'm a full stack developer so far. I'm trying to become a blockchain developer,
Okay,
learning.
kudos to you. So now over to you, Taha. Can you just share a little bit of info about you?
Yeah, so I'm currently doing my chemical engineering from BITS Goa. Like I'm currently in the second year, so like it was quite a new shift for me to be associated with a CS background. But I thought like blockchain was kind of what internet was in 2003. So I thought during the lockdown, let's give it a shot. So that's how I began.
So you're studying now from BITS
Yeah,
Goa. Okay.
yeah.
Maybe just share a bit. What do you do in BITS Goa? Are you part of any groups?
Yeah, I'm part of the blockchain club and various the technical organizing committee as well, and the blockchain club as well.
Okay.
So like we organize various events to promote the technologies like blockchain and the new I met Manav on that group as only. Like someone forwarded Manav's number here regarding 100 days of code, and like I contacted Manav, and thus I'm here.
Good, good. Thanks to the person who gave you that number. So, start how your blockchain journey started. So, your blockchain journey started with from your college days, Taha, or was it before?
Yeah, basically it started during the lockdown. I had known about blockchain from in 11th and 12th once from my mentor. But after that, during the lockdown, they were giving out free courses on Coursera. So I thought, let's give it a shot. And like as soon as I got into it, I saw the various possibilities in there. Like I was very fascinated, and like things followed. I joined the club and got in touch with Manav, and the 100 days of code they boosted my blockchain journey.
So that was a very good starting point for you.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, let's come back to that 100 days of code. And now let's shift over to Divya. Divya, how did your blockchain journey started? What was your initial days, and how did you overcome that? Any hurdles?
Okay, so I came across blockchain when I was going through a job vacancy. So that is how I did my research, what it is, and I came across Blockchain India. Then I started attending their meetups that they organize physically. So I attended them in Delhi, and I got more interested in the space. So I went out, I did some more courses. So right now I'm basically reading more articles about it, getting to know the space better. And then through a newsletter of Blockchain India, I found out about the course 100 Days of Code. So I joined that and I got to learn more about the technology.
Okay. Since we are discussing about the 100 days of code and how it changed your blockchain journey, let's focus more on that a little bit. Can you just Taha, maybe first, like, just can you introduce what 100 days of code means for our viewers? What is it? How what is the journey? How do you do it? And what are the different things which you observed on 100 days of code?
So basically, 100 is a code like I won't count it as days, but I count it as building of a community because 100 days of code. When we like they told us to post on Twitter, right? And when I saw Twitter, the 100 of days of code, it was not just as 40 people. It was like millions and millions of people who were following that. And whenever we posted, there were people who were interested in that. So like we got to meet various amazing people as well through Twitter, like just tweets, and they would drop in our DMs, and we could have a nice chat on Ethereum, or for example, at that time, Dogecoin was not so popular. It was not cool back then, but like people dropped in DMs, we chatted, and like hundreds of code was like for me a community of developers around the world who were following the same discipline as we were, like we inculcated. And blockchain India was a big part of it for us, specifically in the blockchain space.
As part of 100 days of code, I mean, you got many contacts, but what did you actually do in 100 days of code? The users want to know, like from the
Okay.
first day till the last day.
So like uh, the hundreds of codes were like a staircase. Like first we got to know the basics of blockchain, and then we got into the coding part. Like we learned Java. Like technically, I'm not from a technical background. Like I have not done that much coding before. But through the 100 years of code, I learned about the basics of blockchain in depth, and there were people like there was always discussion. So if I had a doubt, someone had already asked it on the group, like it was discussed. And initially, it was the basics which got clearer. Then Java programming, and I didn't know any Java. And at that point, through various helps of people, like everyone, like Gulshan, Akshay, everyone, these people were so helpful. And from that, I learned Java. Like I never thought I could, but I learned coding. And after I had done a bit of JavaScript, it was followed by JavaScript. Then we went on to smart contract developments, Web3 JS, and all that. And after that, we got to create our own like a plan for a startup. Like me and Divya collaborated. We came up with a plan. And,
Yes.
like,
So the initial days was more about learning Java and everything. Then
yeah.
Divya, what did you do in last 50 days? So for the first 50 days, you learned about Java. You didn't know. You learned at the basic of blockchain, the initial steps. Okay, it took like a couple of weeks to get you adjusted. But what did you do in last 50 days? Divya, over to you.
The last 50 days were changing from being a developer to being an entrepreneur. We were pitching our ideas. We were practicing how to convince judges that our idea is what blockchain needs and why we need blockchain in our idea. And then it was also about starting to build the MVP. So I started building the extension bit by bit, and alongside I started pitching and doing a more R&D on if my solution is really needed, if anybody else in the market has already tried that approach. So it was all about that the last 50 days.
So become from a developer to an entrepreneur,
Yes.
from just writing code to ideation and talking to multiple members. And how did what's the support you got during that phase? Like you don't know like whether this idea is a valid one, whether this has a business value. How did you come to that point? Whether this has the right potential or not in the market?
The entire 100 days of team, 100 days of code team was there to support us. So there were weekly meetings that were held. And over there, we had group discussions on each ideas, on where we are headed, why we are headed. So they made our vision clear. They shaped our vision actually. The idea, actually, we got a lot of support from them all. So when we pitched our ideas, they would give us feedback, like they would question us. And when we were answering them, that is how we got more clear about our own idea. So does that answer?
Okay, so you got a lot of support, and since you both are talking about the idea, yeah, why can't you share, a bit about your research and like everyone?
Okay.
So over to you, Divyata. What's your idea?
Taha, okay. I'll start and so our idea is about extending Zomato. So do you use Zomato to get food delivered to you, hot fresh food, Pradeep?
Yeah, yes, I do. I order via Zomato.
Okay. So do you
The
know that
Fiverr Swing.
there are many restaurants on the app and you can leave them reviews?
Yeah.
Do you know that you can leave any review for any restaurant? And being a restaurant owner, I think that's unfair. So like I can post a review for any restaurant and even if I've not eaten there. So that
Yeah.
is our problem statement. So those reviews are not validated. How can we say that they're genuine? So that brings us to our product feedback. So what we're going to do is that we will collect a review and we will also ask you to post a screenshot of the bill and we will validate that bill against the restaurant name, your phone number. So it establishes your identity and that you've really eaten there. So this way we can guarantee that most of our reviews would be genuine.
Okay.
Yes.
So, any examples which you would like to share in the real
Examples.
market? Yeah.
Examples as in?
For example, a Google review. For example, I can go to any restaurant in a Google Maps. I can open a restaurant. I can see it. I can review it. Whether I have gone for that, whether I have not, is not a matter. So in that use case, I think your idea would be a good one to have a genuine review. So how
Yes.
would the genuine review be saved? What's your idea on that?
See, from a UI perspective, what it'll be is a Google Chrome extension. So you can open the extension on any Zomato page. So hey, it's Domino's New Delhi, and you click on our extension. So a box opens up. So there will be a list of all the reviews that we have collected so far, and a form where you can add a new review. So that review it gets stored in our databases, and the restaurant ratings go to the blockchain part of it. And
Okay. Okay. So, Taha, over to you. Why did you find that this is a major problem which everyone is facing? Do you think this is a major problem which everyone are facing? Taha, you're speaking on mute.
I'm audible now.
Yes.
So, like, let me give you a simple example. This is during this COVID period, like all of us have become very health conscious. Like, like it's liable that some restaurant is not, up to the mark, and they might be using some unhygienic. There might be some unhygienic conditions there, and if someone suffered from that, so there would be a problem. And if you want to stop that, he can post a proper review on that, right? Unless people disregard it. So like it's also a concern of food safety. If you're ordering something, you like in this period you have to be safe. Like your health has to be in a proper condition. So like when we include this in our idea, we can at least have a surety that the food will be safe from a particular restaurant. If someone has had an experience of some bad food or some unhygienic conditions, he can post the review there, and it will be saved on a blockchain and it cannot be tampered with. So like it will also solve a health problem. Like people won't be ordering some unhealthy food or unhygienic food.
Okay.
So,
So, can someone share the technical aspects of the platform? Like on top of which platform you built, what development language you used, what is the backend? Can you just share a high level info of that?
yeah. So basically, we'll be deploying the smart contract, like all the reviews, and will be saved on the Ethereum blockchain. Like mainly the like as Divya had planned, Divya will be mainly handling the front end and the she's the creative mind of our team. like she'll be handling the front end, and she will be in the planning to include a scanner also there. So like you can upload like a was I disconnected?
Yes, for a second.
Oh, okay, so there will be a like there's a Python library by you which you can scan images. Like the bills will be scanned from that, and that those will be verified and stored on our blockchain through Solidity. Like will be mainly I'll be writing the code in Solidity of the smart contract. It will be saved there. So mainly this is the main aspect. Like, a very brief overview of all that.
Perfect. Thank you. And let's the UI developer talk on the UI part. Which background language are you using?
So front end, I'm planning to build the extension using Angular. Angular has a great support, and the API request will be controlled using Node.js since it is very compatible with Web3.js.
Okay.
That,
Yes.
yeah.
Agree. Thank you. So now we discussed about your idea. Now, what are the hurdles you faced while building your idea during the 100 days of code? Any issues you faced? Anything which you felt like this is not a good idea? Let me rethink. This can be implemented in some other way. Did you get any thoughts like that, or any other hurdles which you faced?
So I'll take that question. Actually, in the beginning, when the like I told you, I'm a normal developer, right? So ideas and all is not my department. We get requirements, we convert it into code. So then on the group there comes a message that you can make your teams or whatever, and you can come up with idea. And I'm sitting down in my balcony for hours. What do I build? What do I build? So that is when Taha comes to rescue. It was actually his idea from the beginning, so he helped me through. So he did the thinking about the idea.
So Taha, over to you then.
Yeah, so my first challenge, like thank you Sylvia for that. Like our idea was very different, but it got cut down and it developed into something else. So, but my main problem that I've faced was the coding part in Java. Like I had not done that much coding, and while shifting to that, it was difficult. Like I got stuck at various parts, but people will really helpful. Like everyone, uh, like Abra, they were like actually helping us. Like even if you PM them like the doubts, they would like immediately solve, or there was always a discussion on the group. Like mainly my hurdle was the coding part, but with the help of others, I got through it.
Good, good. I mean, coming from a chemical background, that will be a really tough task. But thanks to your determination and the support which you received, you are able to get it done. So, Neil, let's discuss. Since we are talking about support, let's discuss about the support which you received from blockchain India specifically. Can someone start on that? The support you received.
So the support part, the team members, I believe Rashi and Manav, they have been very motivational. So see, I have a full 9 to 5 job as well, and you know that 9 to 5 are always extended. So there were many times where I was not able to catch up the program day wise. So so I would tell them that I'm lagging behind and all, and they have been really supportive. They have been motivating most of all. So they have told me that you can do it and please don't back off, just go ahead, do it. So do it, do it, do it. So we did it. And also there was this constant updating system. Like on Twitter you got to update that what did you study, and if you don't, then they'll text you that what's up, there have been no tweets, are you not able to understand.
Hmm.
So since they were always in our DMs, we did not feel lost. So
Good.
it was like someone is always there. And several times I've faced issues. I've told them that this is not working out technically. So they would arrange meetings with with the technical mentors that we have, Herschel and all. So they really helped us.
Okay. Good, good. So you had an idea. You got the support from an idea. Now, what are the future plans for with your idea? How are you proceeding from now? Taha, you would like to take that?
Yeah, I'll take that one. Yeah. So like with the program, like a main plan currently is to get a trial run done, like will get it to the audience, like the people who will be using our app, and get a brief overview, like what problems they will be facing in that. And we are trying to make sure there aren't any loopholes in a smart contract, because a smart contract once deployed, like there's a really slight possibility that we can never change it. Like mainly our problem is to like a kind of a beta version for our app, and like what we can improve and what bugs can be there. So like mainly 50-60 people will collect them, will tell them to use our app, and then we can work on properly like scaling it up. So the first part is that.
So scaling would be the next target for your team. Perfect. So now we know your idea. We know the next plan for your idea. Now let's discuss on the grant which you got. How much you got? Do you have that in mind, or should I speak on that?
We got, uh, I think around 4,000 AIONs. More than that, around 4,500 something. You're on.
Yeah, 1,500 US.
Pradeep, I think so. We are not able to hear you. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Is it
now
better now?
it's better. Yes, it is better.
Fine. 2,500 US. Finally, the biggest one, getting advice from Indian government, from IBM. That would be the most worth the call from the about you. Getting advice from Nitin Rao directly. So, congrats to both of you.
Thank you.
So now,
Mm,
yes, Mana?
No, no, nothing, nothing. Please.
Finally, so now we have the 100 days of program. What do you think are the unique selling points, from this program to other programs compared? Divya, would you like to take that?
Yep. So I've done a similar course earlier, and I believe that this course is very, very unique. And why? Because they have a really good circle and it allows you to do your networking very finely. So there is a group on WhatsApp, and there are many students with us. We call them students, yes, but they are like, one of them is a lecturer herself. So they are so varied in their backgrounds, and you get to listen to their views on the calls on the group. So I believe that it is a very good chance to get to know so many people working in the same space. So you get that kind of exposure. So I believe this is the best point of 100 days of code. So you get to really network yourself up and learn way much more than textbook.
So diversity, yes, diversity. I can sum up. Taha, over to you. What do you think is unique about 100 days of code?
I think it kind of provided me the boost and atmosphere. Like I'm a college student, but there are people who are way more experienced. Like even the Divya, like she is 2, 3, 4, 5 years more experienced than me. We have Dr. Sudha, who's a lecturer, and she's also way more experienced. And Ahmad, Abrar, Rakesh, like these are all people like they're really experienced people. Like when you hear, like when I chat with them personally or talk with them personally, I hear their ideas and how passionate they are and how like innovative they are. Like I'm just fascinated because I'm just a student, and I'm getting the time to spend with these people to hear them, like because they are really experienced and their views, because they have already made them those mistakes that I'm going to make. Like I can avoid that. So like it's very insightful to talk with these guys.
Perfect, perfect. So diversity and advice from others is the key takeaways for both of you. Good to know that. And finally, like, what advice would you like to give to the new members who would be joining, and to the other blockchainers? Divya?
So I will tell them to really stay motivated and, you know, It's a really great platform. First of all, many thanks to Blockchain India to bringing this. It is really rare to get correct information on blockchain, I can say, and they guys really give it. Correctness is their thing. So I would just say to the new people coming up that it's really worth it. The journey is worth it, and they should go for it.
Thank you, Divya. Taha, over to you. What is your advice? What is your motivation line for the newcomers?
But I would say start building something simple in like specifically in blockchain. If you even have something created in other space like simple web development project, try bringing that backend into blockchain. Like start simply, like you can scale up because initially it's difficult to shift into that. But according to me, blockchain is the future. So like I would just say that just begin doing it.
So the first step, the starting step, is the crucial step, right? And for all the new members, blockchain India would be the very good step, the first step for you to start your blockchain journey. At the same time, gain more experience and also have a good network of people to talk, to implement your idea, and to take it forward as well. So now, thank you, Divya, and thank you, Taha, for the answering the questions and clearing the doubts of many of our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Now, over to you, Manav.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you, Divya and Ta, for sharing your experience with our viewers and letting the community know about your experience. Uh, for everyone who's listening and is interested in learning blockchain development in a unique way and not a theoretical way, guys, we have opened our registrations for the third cohort, which will be starting very soon. So if you are interested, you can fill in the form that is there in the comment section, and our team will get in touch with you. So for a unique experience of a practical learning approach and a collaborative learning approach with a diversity from different people coming from different backgrounds and learning from them, do join in and have this experience there. We are here to support you. The community is there to take forward the innovation that can set the country apart and take forward the startups and bring in the next Google in this space. Most probably this can be one of you guys and an Indian this time. So that'll be great. Thank you for listening and stay tuned. We'll be having some more fireside chats sessions happening in the coming week with our other winners. So you get to hear the form. It's in the comment section. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Thank you.